Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiana with Story House Books, as usual. And where are we? We are still working on panel number 3. This is part number 9. Last time we met, we made these guys here. Make sure this is in frame. Yeah, we worked on these frames here that we added. We used the Tim Holtz shattered glass acetate, and then we distressed it with a heat gun and some alcohol ink. Then on here we did some stenciling with the distress oxide, and then on top of that we used Foundry wax, did some more stenciling, and got this effect, which I really like because it matches like this here with the cubics and whatnot, and this one over here I kind of dig. So I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's kind of growing on me, and I did, so I kind of dig it. So we're gonna leave them. Next thing we're gonna work on are the inside flaps for the top and the bottom flip ups, right? So up here we're gonna do a grungy coin envelope, another pre-made one, and I'll show you how to make one, of course. And then down here, we're going to do a torn side loader with a frame cutout in an oval here. And again, I can show you how to do this one. It's a little bit more difficult because it's a circle or an oval. You'd have to find something to stencil that with. It doesn't have to be an oval. You can just do a rectangle, a plain rectangle, which is what I would suggest, unless you have something that you can make a stencil with, right? Like whether it's a jar cap or something that you used before, or it's like something that you cut out of a magazine or something. But if you don't have the die cut, I would suggest doing something that's a little easier, but again, up to you. You do you. I'm not your mama. Do what you want. But we'll do these two, and hopefully we'll get to the centerpiece here, which are going to be long, stacked, torn envelopes with whale tail tab, cluster tabs, page tabs up here. Okay? All right, so let's get started. If we have time, we're going to put some, actually some more pockets on here. I think I'm going to put some tucks or side loaders here or some such there. Yeah, and I want to put some hardware or something. So I do have some screw heads that I do want to put on these things before I finish this panel. But let's get started first with those flip ups, right? Okay, so first thing we need to do is, of course, measure what we're working with. So I've got my handy dandy measuring tape, and make sure I'm in frame here. All right, so for the bottom, flip down. Let's measure what we've got working here. So within the stitching, which is where I like to put my elements, so you can see the stitching, we've got about 5 1/4 wide by, let's say, 4 3/4. Yeah? So let's write that down. So we don't want our element any wider than 5 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay? You guys see that? I'm going to leave it there for just a second. And while we're picking the paper, right? So let's see what we got here. Now we've been kind of sticking with a little bit of a blue kind of theme here. So why don't we blue, purples, yellows, red, well, kind of everything, right? So I'm going to just grab something. Hopefully I haven't used it before. I'm looking if I've used this one before. And I have. I've used that one. But not this side. So let's go with that for down here. And for the top one, we're going to use a pre-made one I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to grab one of those. Let's see here. Where are they? Sorry guys, I'm pretty sure I got the right size. Where is it? I'll be right there. Hold on. I'm just looking. Okay, I think I got the right size here. So these are 3.2 by 4.5 inches. I think this is the right size. If not, I've got another one that we can use. So these are the ones I got at the Dollar Tree, right here. These came out sometime last year, and I think everybody scooped them up. I know at my Dollar Tree, I bought everyone that they had. Yeah, this will fit. So what we're going to do with this one to distress it, we're going to use the distress sprays, I think. Maybe some stenciling. We might actually use some more of this to kind of bring it together, but I don't want to overdo this, so we may not. I don't know yet. So we'll see. So this is what we're going to do first. We're going to grunge that. We're going to make this, and then we'll see where we are. Okay? All right, let's fold everything back up. And that's the measurements right there for the bottom side loader. So based on that, okay, so we want it no wider than 5 1/4 by 4 3/4. Is that in frame? It is. Okay. I'm gonna actually leave that there in case anybody needs it for just a few minutes. Okay. So this is an 8 by 8. This is abandoned, of course. And we're gonna need to cut it. So if we don't want it any longer than or wider than 5 1/4, we have to take into account the flap at the bottom, of course, which is 1/2 inch. So, and then we're going to be tearing part of it off. So I'm going to say, let's make the cut. Since we are going to tear it 5 1/4 is the plan, so we're probably going to tear off about 1/4 inch. All right, let's just say the cut we're going to do is, I'm going to say 5 3/4. Okay, and then we're not going to cut. We're going to leave it this wide. Okay. Because once we fold it, it'll definitely be under 4 inches, I would think, because it's 8, right? So that's what we're going to do for the cut. So I'm going to grab my trimmer here. And I want this script here to show, so we're going to cut this way. Rather, 5 3/4. It's 4 1/2, 5 1/2. That's 5 3/4. I'm still on the fence about this trimmer. But it is nice having a trimmer on both sides of my table. That's straight. That's straight. Okay, save that scrap. Like I said, we're going to leave it at 8 inches long. And then we're just going to fold it, yeah? Actually, first let's go ahead and score the bottom flat. That's a lot easier when you score it. We're going to score at 1/2 inch where the bottom is going to be. This will be our flap for the pocket, yeah? Excuse me, guys. I have yet into the cold. I'm going to go ahead and fold that before we do the other folds. There we go. All right, and then we're just going to fold it this way, about halfway, and make sure that it's no wider than 4 3/4, right? Or no taller this way. Let's do that there. Now I do find that this Tim Holtz paper can crack. Like, this is diluting it a little bit, but it's not structural, right? So once we ink it, it'll be fine, right? And then we're going to fold this one over just a little bit to where just maybe 1/4 inch overlaps, yeah? And that should keep us within, and it does, keep us within the parameters of 4 3/4 tall, which this does. This is going to be not even 4 tall. Okay, be very ginger with the paper when we're folding it, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a good burnish here, and there we go. We do have a little bit of cracking, but nothing structural. It didn't go all the way through, so once we ink that, it'll be fine. Okay, so once we fold this part up, we'll see and be sure that this is only 1 2 3 4 5 1/2 wide, right? When we fold it all the way up, it's only 3 3/4 tall. So right this way is fine, and this way is fine. Yeah? Okay. So next thing we're going to do is do some mitering here. So just go ahead and fold it up. And grab your scissors. And like we do, you've seen me do it a million times, it's from the fold, cut toward the center at an angle on both sides. Yeah? Open it up, and then we're going to cut these 2 flaps off. Yeah? So from the fold, okay, at an angle, just a slight one, cut towards that peak, like so. And do that on both sides. Okay, there's the fold. And there we go. And that is the shape of your pocket. Okay, of your side loader. All right, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tear it. And we are going to do some stitching, but I'm going to make all the pieces that we're going to do first and then do the stitching, right? So let's go ahead and tear it. Then we're going to cut out the frame, put in the acetate. We're going to age that with some alcohol ink like we did before with the last video, and then we'll do the stitching. Okay, so as far as the tearing is concerned, remember to tear away so you don't see the white core, right? I'm going to tear away from you, and however you want to do it. Okay, and there we go. Now we're going to miter the entrance here just a little bit, or I think it'll be fine actually. we're good. You won't see anything there. All right, so that is basically our base piece there. Next thing I want to do is grab my die cut machine, and I think I forgot my dies. I did. I had the rectangle ones, but I don't have the, you know what? Let's stick with that because the others are rectangle. I'm going to do this one as a rectangle as well instead of an oval. Okay. I pick the size. Grab the dies here. Now again, these are infinity dies that I got from Joann's. The maker is Hero Arts. I will see if I can find them a link. But you can find nested dies pretty much anywhere. Just look, do a search for nested rectangular dies or squares or circles, and you'll be able to find them. So if we're doing like this, and I want a border, like this size right here, I think will be good. Let's see. Yeah, and that gives me just enough room to stitch around it like that. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put the frame. I don't want it there. I think of the other with the previous one I did it over on this side, but I'm kind of liking it right there. But I don't want this part to become too weak because I took out that piece. So I'm gonna put it down here. Yeah, down here at the bottom. All right, so for this, let's grab some tape so we can tape it down. Make sure you open it up so you don't cut out the back part of your pocket, yeah? Just a plain old washi tape. Go ahead and place your die. And then you're going to just tape it down, yeah? Okay, I think that's, oh, no. Put that on there, and then I'm going to get the final position on it, and then push down on the tape. There we go. I think that's good. I'm going to take the top and the bottom, just to be sure that it stays still as it goes through the machine. Oops, moved it. Okay. No worries. Let me see where it's at. I think it's okay right there. Does that look straight? I think it is. A little bit off. Right there. Okay, I think that's it. That looks about, well, this looks a little bit off. This is a little bit fiddly, so you have to be a little patient with it. Okay, I think that's a little more. I think that's it right there, you guys. Okay. All right, I think we got it. Yeah, okay. It's about time for me to get some new mats here. These are, oh wait, that's actually come undone here. Let me lock that back in place. Okay, come on, you guys, get back in there. There we go. It unlocked itself. All right, just place that there, your two bottom plates, and then you grab your top plate. Place that over the top there. And then just feed it through. Okay. All right. Let's just peel that off there. We won't do any more die cutting tonight, so I'm going to go and put this away. Darn it. Make some trouble over here. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, let's go and pull our die off and be careful with the washi because it will peel off the paper if you're not careful once it gets smashed through that machine. Okay. I do like this particular branded die because what it does is it not only cuts out the shape, but it embosses a little border around the window as well, so it's nice. Okay. Let's keep that for just in case I need a tiny journal card or something. Who knows? You guys know me, I'm not one to say keep all your scraps. Keep them or don't. I don't care. I do not keep all my scraps. I'm not one that says that. I don't have the room. And I have 3 drawers full of scraps and that's all I keep. That's it. I'm sorry, 4. 1 drawer is just simply Tim Holtz. But keep them or don't. Up to you. You do you. I'm not your mama. Okay. So there's our pocket there. And before we put the acetate in, I'm going to ink the edges there on the inside of that window. So let me find, it's my little project box here. Let's see, scorched timber, yes. And my dumper, put this to the side. All right. And we're going to ink the inside here. Oops. Making sure we get those corners. Those are kind of hard to get sometimes. And here we go. I think we got it. Okay. Let's go ahead and distress the edges as well while we're doing it. I may actually put some washi tape on that edge just to be sure, because it did crack right there. Is a little bit worrisome, but I think it will look cool with the washi tape as well. So why don't we use some of that tape that we made a couple of videos back on Let's Make Stuff Friday, huh? We'll see how that looks on here. I think that's a good idea. We'll see if my little tape works well. Okay, all right. Let's grab some acetate here. I know I've got some scrap around here somewhere. Here we go for our last project. All right, let's just cut this to size, yeah? There we go. That'll be good right there. And down the side. That ought to work. Let's just double check it, make sure it's not too big or too small. Yep, we're good. Okay, let's do some alcohol ink and we're going to distress that window. Okay, we're going to grab our caramel here and our little alcohol applicator. So I kind of dig how smooth that went on versus the drips, but I'm sure either one will have an occasion to be used, either technique. Oops, I'm just like throwing things everywhere. Okay, we're just gonna smear this on here. Circular motion here. Make sure we get to the edges. I think I'm gonna stamp it a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a muddled look. Let's see how that looks over here. Here we go. Go. Kind of like that. There we go. That'll work. What do you guys think? I think that works. And again, just a reminder that I'm using alcohol ink. This is the Ranger in caramel. You guys can see that? Yeah? Dropping everything. Or throwing it. Jeezy crazy. Alright, there is our alcohol ink. I think that's dry already. Yeah, we can use it. We're going to go ahead and glue this in. All we're going to do is I'm going to put a bead of art glitter glue on the outside of this frame. A window. I don't want to get too close to the edge because I don't want it to, you know, spooge out the side. You don't need much. Oh no. Okay. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Alright, and then we will just put this down. Like so. And then I'm going to push the glue away from the window. Like that. And there we go. Yeah? So this is kind of what it looks like. Let me show you that. There we go. A little dingy, grungy looking window there. Yeah? Alright, let's go ahead and put this guy together. Let me make sure that that stays down right there. Okay. So all we're going to do is put a little bead of glue on the inside here. And this is just basically the same kind of pocket we used in our last video to make the frames. And it's like a coin envelope, right? Just without the flap, yeah? Okay, make sure that stays down. And then the bottom of the pocket here. Just gonna keep rolling that till it catches. Okay. All right, now I think I will put some boo-boo tape on that edge just because I think it'll look cool too. Let's grab some here. No, I said I was going to use my tape that we made, didn't I? Let me go grab it. 1 second. Okay, you guys, I went and grabbed some of my tape that I made from masking tape and painter's tape. We did this in a Let's Make Stuff Friday video a couple weeks back. And then I made some more. So I don't know which will go with this project. And I also opened this back up because I forgot to do the stitching. So anyway, it also makes it easier to put the tape on. So open that back up. Oh, got a little flick of glue on there, I think. There we go. Okay, put it aside. Let's see, probably not the mushrooms, but this might work. One of these craft colored ones. What about this one? This is when I put alcohol ink on it to distress it even more. So I kind of like that, actually. I think we'll use that one. Put these to the side. There. And we don't need it that wide, so I'm going to cut it in half with my trimmer. And I've lost my big scissors. I don't know where. They're right in my hand. So silly. So, where's those other... Gosh darn it. Ugh, I swear. I lose everything. I bought another pair of the spring-loaded scissors because I lost my other ones, and then I found them, and now I've lost them again. Oh, goodness, whatever. Okay, let's going to cut this in half. So this is actually a little over an inch. I think this is 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches. So let's just cut it in 3/4. Yeah. Let's see how this trimmer does. 3/4 of an inch is going to be right there, I believe. I can hold this down. That's 3/4 of an inch, I think, right there. All right, let's try it. See if it works here. Oop, I cut that all kinds of crooked, didn't I? I sure did. Wow. All right, let's try to straighten it up. Oh, Jesus. I just hit it again. Oh, no. I think I really messed it up. Let's get that out of there. Come on, you. Get out. I might have made a big boo-boo, you guys. I did. Look at what I did. It's okay. See if we can fix it. Why can't I get this thing to... Alright, I think I'm going to cut this in half and use my smaller trimmer because this is just a little precarious. I'm just gonna cut this in half and put this to the side before I mess something up really bad. We got the small guy, and then I'm gonna cut this in half. Let's cut it right. Let's see how much we need. Not that much, yeah. So we'll cut it right about here. What do I do? We'll keep that piece just in case. And that actually might work, that piece right there. It's too long. It's a little long. Let's cut a little more here. I think it may be okay the way it is. I think so too. Yeah, we're good. We don't need to cut it anymore. Alright, so we are going to sew that down when we stitch around so it'll be secure. So let's see how it does coming off this acetate. So this again a test. I'm storing it on acetate to see if it'll peel off and if it loses any of its stickiness. Being that way. Still seems pretty sticky. Comes off pretty easy. There we go. Rolls up, however. But it's still sticky. Yeah, we're good. Alright, and I'm going to put it this way here. Right up on the edge of that frame. Okay, take my bone folder here and flatten that out. It looks pretty good. I like it. I like that alcohol ink look on it too. Totally dig on that. What do you guys think? I like it. Let's fold this back. And now we've reinforced that edge from the cracking that we saw. And I like it. I think I want to put some more on here. I do. Yeah, we definitely need to put some more on here. Let's grab that other little piece and do another one like that, I think. And I'm going to leave it uneven as well. Like that. So it's going to be this way. I don't want that to be uneven. I don't think I do. I'm going to straighten it out just a little. So this is what's cool about this masking tape washi is you can cut it to, cut it to size. It can be any design you want, right? Just grab your stamps and go to town. So I'm thinking we'll put it like that going across. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah. And it seems to keep its stickiness, so I don't think we'll need to secure it with any type of glue or anything. I think it'll be just fine. Because it's sticking to this essay though pretty good. Okay, let's peel that back. So, I'm just going to lay it down here. I like this stuff. It looks cool. How about right there? Is that straight? Not quite. Almost. Here we go. It's a little better. So like that. Excuse me. My sniffles. I'm just going to push that down. Alright, put it right there. I like this. Look at that. That looks cool. Alright, that's our pocket. Alright, so we're going to stitch that shortly. I'm going to put this to the side. Alright, so next part is to show you how to do that without the die. I'm going to save these pieces of this tape. Get this out of the way. So basically, all you're going to do is make this pocket, right? So this measurement here for the window, if you want to use my window here. Let's measure that window. That is going to be 1 3/4 by 3. Okay, so 3 by 1 3/4. So the window, let's mark that down here. Is 3 by 1, and I said 1 3/4, right? Yeah, 1 3/4. Okay. So we'll put that to the side here. Should we make another pocket to just do it with you so you guys can see it? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick, okay? All right, so we'll make another pocket. We'll just use plain cardstock for this. Yeah, we'll use this piece right here. And let's just cut it down a little bit, like that one. So it was an 8 by 8, right? But we wanted to use these measurements here, right? So let's leave this. Let me see how wide this is. This is actually 8.5. So let's cut off half an inch of this. So we're using the same size paper. Yeah, I think that's half right there. Yeah, that's half, I believe. All right, that's 8 now. And we'll cut it 8 this way. I'm sorry, 5 3/4, like we said in that measurement there. So we'll cut this way 5 3/4. And that's right here. Okay. And there's our piece that we're going to use for this demonstration. And again, all we're going to do is fold it about halfway. Fold it the other way, overlap by about 1/4 inch. Yeah. And we're going to score 1/2 inch at the bottom for the flap. So same exact process, just this time we're going to hand cut that window. Now, if you don't want to watch this part, please feel free to fast forward. But I do try to like to show other options if you don't have the same materials that I do, right, for supplies. And just like before, we're going to miter up for the bottom flap from the fold towards the center at an angle. And again, if you're new, this actually gets rid of the bulk. And we're going to cut these flaps off. Let me grab my longer scissors, it's a little bit easier. So from the fold, pivot at an angle to the tip of that triangle and cut that off, right? Same thing on the other side. From the fold, at an angle to the tip of that triangle, right? And then it looks like this, okay? All right, so for the window, we're going to measure, right? And I'll grab a pencil here and my ruler. So this way, right, is going to be 3 inches. So let's do that. Three inches will be right about, make that even on both sides. Okay, there's our 3. 1 to 3, 1 to 3. I think right about there ought to get us what we need. Straighten that up. Kind of hard to do this one black. That gives us about 1/2 inch on either side. Let's come up a little bit more this way. There we go. I think that's about right. That looks straight. All right, so we're gonna do our mark here. And then 1 3/4 inches over from that would be line this up. Make sure that's straight. Here to right there. Okay. Then I'm just going to make a straight line on this side. Not really concerned about this, the measurement, but let's go ahead and line it up there. Make sure that it's parallel with the end of that line. There it is, right there. All right, I think that looks about even there. What do you guys think? A little more. There we go. I think that's got it. Make our line here. And then just meet these lines here, yeah? So I'm going to do it this way so I can make sure it's straight with the fold. Or parallel and even with the fold there. See, right about there looks right. go. I think there it is. Okay. That looks pretty even to me. What do you guys think? Yeah? All right. And then all we do is just simply cut it out. Grab your craft knife. If you need to use a ruler as a guide, please feel free. So you just line it up with the pencil mark and then use that as your guide. I do not cut that way. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a tattoo apprentice, so I use that technique, which is called just pulling the line. And that's how I do straight lines. It's easier for me to do it this way. I move my whole arm, not just my wrist, and just pull straight. And 9 times out of 10, I get pretty good lines this way. If I try to use a guide, they get all kinds of wonky. So, sticking with what I know. Go. And then one more. Ba-boom. There we go. Then we just erase the pencil marks, and there's your window. Yeah? Easy peasy. Now, I'm not going to do acetate on this one. I just wanted to show you another way to make the window. I mean, there we go. I mean, it's the exact same thing as this one. Look at... same thing. Looks like the same thing to me. You can't tell that it's not, you know, die cut, right? And my lines are pretty straight for a hand pull. But yeah, that's how you do the hand one, right? Same exact technique. Just, you know, trace out a template, measure out your shape there, and then cut it out, right? Put this to the side because I could probably use that in something else. Da, 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 da. All right, so there's that. The other piece we're going to do is the grunged up coin envelope. So I'm going to go grab some sprays. I think that's how I did the other one. And then we're just going to spray it with some spray stain. Yeah? All right, I'll be right back. All right, you guys, and we're back. Okay, so I wanted to bring over some things that I have been playing with as far as this grungy coin envelope that we're going to be doing next. Yeah? So the previous one, it was basically just a bunch of brown walnut stain, distressed spray stain. But since we did these guys, right, I was playing around some more with the Foundry wax. Yes, I did. And I was playing up and came up with this one. Now, this is a little bit too busy, I think, up here, but I did this with a stencil, and the spray stain and the mica sprays, those mica stains. So I kind of like the idea here, but we're going to make some changes. I don't think I'm going to use this much of the Foundry wax. I'm going to use just a little bit, I think, but I want to see what it looks like with just the spray stains first. So what we're going to do is a technique here is I'm going to spray the black, because it's actually, this came from this. This is another Dollar Tree coin envelope that I got. And I sprayed it with the walnut stain and black. But I think we're just going to go with the distress spray in the black. This right here. You see that? It's by Ranger. Okay, and black soot. I'm going to spray the whole thing. Take it over to dry. Then over here, I did this in the distress mica stain. Yeah, can you guys see that? Let me go over here. Here we go. And this is in Wicked Elixir, right? Spray that here, dried that. Then over here, I did an excessive amount of this here. This is Fortune Teller in the Distress mica stain as well. And I sprayed it this way so it would drip down, and I used my heat gun to push it down even further to get that drip look, right? I did try with some Distress stain in the Speckled Egg, but it didn't really show up very much. The mica stains do. And then I went and grabbed the Foundry wax here, again gilded, and with a stencil did that and used my heat gun on that to get that bubble effect there. I didn't really like the circular stencil that I had, so I went and grabbed this one from Tim Holtz. It's THMM123. It's from one of the little mini packs, so you get, you know, part of the stencil, of the whole stencil on top and the bottom, and a different one on the bottom. So I was thinking about using this one more like that, a little less speckling. something like that to get just this section here. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of... I only wanted to come like down this way, you know, kind of at an angle. So I'm thinking like this, and we'll get just this portion here, right? But I just don't want that big modeling right up there. So we'll see. Anywho, I may or may not do that. I don't know. Maybe we will, or maybe we'll go back to this guy here and just do a few pieces, like a few little squares, kind of going down in this direction, maybe. More like that. I don't know. We'll decide that in a minute. But let's go ahead and do this piece. I want to get through this and the torn stacked pockets in the back that we're going to do back here. Right? These here. Right? So that will give us 4 elements that we've done or finished up tonight. Okay, so I've got some scrap paper out here for, you know, keep us clean, right? I've also got my splatter box here. That might be a better idea. Let's use this instead. Let me move these over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray each color, then I'm going to go and dry it, and then, you know, back and forth. Make sure you guys can see this here. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah, okay. So let's do the black first. We don't need this speckled egg anymore. We're just going to use these 3 colors here. The Spray Stain in Black Soot, the Distress Mica Stain in Wicked Elixir, and the Distress Mica Stain in Fortune Teller. Yeah? Make sure you mix these up really well, even the Spray Stain. Now there is a little bit of a coating on this. I noticed that the Spray Stain kind of separates a little bit, so we kind of have to do this in stages. So... go. All right, let that sit for a second, and I'm gonna grab my tweezers if I can find them, and let that run all over itself here. Probably did a little much. And you're probably thinking, why don't you just use black cardstock? Well, because I have these, and I want to use them. Yeah, and I've got the spray stain. I don't know. Maybe I guess I probably should have done it in black cardstock, maybe. But I've got these, and this is fun. All right, so we're going to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to go dry this, and I will be back. Okay, and we're back. So we dried this, right? So what we're going to do next is I'm going to spray the grain on here. So I'm going to put this at an angle a little bit. And I'm going to go with the Wicked Elixir, or with the green. It's green. And I'm going to spray it kind of at an angle here on both sides. Kind of, I don't know, freehanding it, yeah? I shook these before we started, and it's already settled already, so... I just got to shake it again. Not get all of that. Nope, still at the bottom. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's do a little spray here. I'm going to hit this corner right here. See what happens here. Okay. Let that kind of settle. Gonna run off that way. Alright, now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go dry it, right? And I'll be right back. Alright, and here's what we've got, right? So I dried this. We got the black soot and then the elixir, what's it called again? The Wicked Elixir on top of that right here. Yeah, so it looks nice once it's dried. It turns out really nice. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to spray it pretty heavily here. So once we tip it down, like so, it'll drip down the side here. So once we set it this way, it'll let the drip marks go that way, right? Let's do that. Grab my splatter box here. Again, it's all settled at the bottom. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lay this way. And just tilt it up so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm also going to spray a little bit on the inside to get rid of that pale color there, so I don't want that to be seen. All right, here we go. Pretty heavily here. And then we'll let it sit this way and let it drip, right? You're going to blow on it a little bit. I'm going to do a little more right there and then there. Let it drip. So I'm going to take it over to my heat gun and then push it down a little bit more, okay? So I'll be right back. All right, so we've dried it, and here we go. You guys can see that. We've got a pretty cool looking pattern going on there. And I am going to go back to the cube because I was looking at the abandoned paper, and there's a lot of this, right? So a lot of the square, rectangular pattern, kind of a maze looking kind of thing. So I'm going to keep that with this piece, but not as much as we did with the frame. So I went back and grabbed that similar stencil, and I've got the gilded in the Foundry wax. I'm going to lay that right out there, I think. And what I'm going to do is just kind of go down and just kind of pick random squares here, right? And I think I will tape this down this time. So let me grab some tape. Here. Here. Right there. That'll keep it down, don't you think? I think so. And there we go. Okay. I got my paintbrush here. Got the Foundry wax. Gonna shake that up real good. I think that's pretty good. And again, it's going to be kind of random pattern here. I'm just going to do a little at a time. Okay, I'm just going to kind of lightly go over it. I don't want it to get too gloopy. Here. Got that one. I'm going to do this one here. So, I think I'll go down this here. And this long one. Okay. Let's grab a little more. And let's do this one here. That one. This one. Let's keep going to here. This one. That one. This one. About here. Like that. A couple of just sparse ones up here. And one right there. Don't want to overdo it, right? One there, one there. Let's do part of this here. And then one right there. Kind of stagger my way up. Okay, I think that looks good. Maybe one more there, one here, and one right there, and one here. Let's see what that looks like. Here we go. All right, so we'll take this over to the heat gun. Very careful. Let's tape off here. Yeah, take it to the heat gun and see what we get. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, we're back. Took the heat gun to it, so I brought some shine to it. What do you guys think? I think I like it. Yeah, let's add it in there. All right, let's keep it going. Move this stuff out of the way. We don't want to get wax all over the outside of the thing, right? Alrighty. Move this stuff out of the way here. Alright, let's grab our journal here. And we're going to add it to the top up here. Yeah? Right there. So we open these up. Looks pretty cool, I think, you guys, don't you? Yeah. So we're going to add this one. Then we're going to do it on time. I think we have time to go ahead and make these pockets so we can go stitch them with the pocket that goes down here on this flap here. Yeah? Okay. Let's go ahead and glue this on. We're going to grab our art glitter glue here. And we're not going to do a hidden pocket on this one. We're going to do this one flat down. Alright. Come on, here we go. And like normal, I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, give or take. Okay. Alrighty, let's flip this over. It's going to go open to the left. So let's put that down right here. There we go. I think that's about even. We don't want to cover up the eyelets. Let's push this down here, right? Did we do that on the bottom? We haven't put that on yet. Okay, good. Alright, I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper here and push down on that. Is it even? Yeah, I think we're even here. Yeah, okay. I'm going to push down on that. I don't want the heat from my hand on that newly dried wax to get smeared. Or get it on my hands, rather. Yep. And there we go there. I'm going to make sure this part down here is down good. Yep, up here. And that edge there. Alright, I think we are good, ladies and gents, right there. And there is our pocket, yeah? Right here. Okay, still got a little bit of drying to do, so we're not going to mess with it too much, right? Alright, so that is that one up there. And that looks a lot different from the original, but we're experimenting, trying new things, right? But the element itself is the same. Alright, so the next one is this bottom one here that we have to go stitch. So we need to do these here, and then we'll do all the stitching at once and put it all together, right? So let's see what we're doing on time. We're almost at about an hour. We have time to make these pockets. We do still have to decorate and do the clusters on the whale tail tabs that are going to go on top of here as well. So let's do the pockets. We'll go do the stitching, come back, attach all the pockets that had stitching, and then we'll work on the whale tail tabs if we've got time. Alright? So I'm going to leave that part open while let it dry. Do it like this. Put it to the side. Up here. Alrighty. Put that up there to dry. Okay, you dry. Alrighty, so... Oh my god, I forgot to measure, you guys. Jeez. Oops, sorry. I just hit the camera. Okay, we've got to measure what the space we're working with, right? Forgot the most important part. Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 stacked ones here, right? So let me grab my tape here. So the whole thing, in between the stitching, is right about 9. Okay, so we don't want it stacked up any taller than 9. And going across, we're going to go up to this stitch mark and this stitch mark here. We're looking at right about 5 1/4, give or take. I don't mind covering that stitching up that much because I don't mind covering up this here and here. But I have to leave enough room up here for that whale tail tab, right? And then for it to close without impeding that fold up there. Okay, so 9 this way, we said, let's say 5, let's say 5 1/2. Yeah, 5 1/2. Okay, that's the parameters we're working within. Okay, let me close this up and let it dry. Okie dokie. Let's pick some papers, okay? Let me put some things back. Try to stay kind of tidy here. And that goes over there. Okay. So, this is a scraps. I'm assuming we already worked with this one. Put that to the side. Let's go look and see what we've got over here. Let's see. I like these. Ooh, I think I've got this one already. But I like this combination. But do I want it in that panel? I don't know. You know what? It doesn't matter. Because we're just going to, I'm going to do like I did with the other one and just randomly pick things. So those are two I'm picking. I think. I'm looking. Oh, I like these, but not in that panel. That one's cool. I like that one. Ooh. I like that. We're doing that one. That one and that. Ooh, I like that combination right there. Okay, that's what we're doing for these two pockets. Okay, so they have to be within 9, which is from here to here, right? These are both uncut 8x8s. So let's make them. We have to leave room for the whale tail. Where's the whale tail? Let me grab one here so we can measure what we're doing. So if it can't be any higher than 9, the whale tail is going to go like this. I'm going to put it probably more like that. Right? So we need this much. Okay, so let's make this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 tall. And then wide, we'll leave it at 5. No, I'll make it 4. I'll make it 4 because I want these to be staggered. I want them to kind of look like this, right? Okay, so let's do some more measurements here. And this might be trial and error, okay? So let's just see how we do. So for this one, the cut is, I'm going to call this pocket 1. We're going to cut it at, if I want it to be 5 long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, plus a 1/2 inch for the flap. So we're going to call that 6 by, I want 4.5 wide, plus a 1/2 inch flap, but no, 4 inch wide, 4.5 inches wide, and we're doing the wraparound pocket. So let's make that, we're going to leave it at 8. So 6 by 8. Okay? And then we will base the second one on how this one comes out. So 6 by 8 for this pocket. Let's grab our trimmer here, and we'll grab the small one. And we're just going to cut 2 inches off. Yeah? Let's see, I kind of like it. I like it this way, or do I want this to be straight up? Yeah, okay, so. Yep, I want 6 this way. So let's just cut off 2 inches, yeah? There's 2 inches right there. That only leaves me 6. It's 5 inch. I want it 5.5, don't I? That's all right. I cut off 2 at 6. Yeah, okay. That's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. 2 inches cutting off. Okay. And let's make this pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and score the bottom like we do. I thought I heard it crack. So be careful when you're scoring. Alright, let's go ahead and fold this here. And remember, we don't want it any wider than 5.5, because I think we'll be fine with this 8 inch here. I'm going to fold this way. Go right there. I want this a little wider, I think. I do. So we might need a larger piece. I don't think this is wide enough. It's not. Okay, so let's scrap that idea. We're not going to use 8 by 8. We're going to go to 12 by 12. Because we need a bigger sheet. Because I want these pockets to be wider. Yeah? So we could do, instead of doing a whole like pocket wrap around like this, we just do gusseted pockets. We could do that with 8 by 8. So let's do that. Yeah, and we can still put the tab on there. Let me find a different one. I like this with this. Looks cool. I hate to not use that oiled one, because that one was really cool. Let's see if we got another one. Hold please. I'm checking papers. Ooh, here's a cool one. I still want some color on this though. There we go, another one. Sweet. Here we go. Yeah, I really want these two together. Ooh, that's a really pretty blue. Look at that. I think we used that one twice now, though. I'm looking. Let's see, what do we got? Got some music with the blue, but I don't want that music on there. I want this one in this. I like that too. I wanted this one. That one. Yep. Oh, that's cool too. Okay. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to make just a gusseted pocket versus making a wraparound pocket like this one, okay? Alright, so we want it no wider than, let's scrap this measurement. Okay, so the area we're working with, let me just put this up here again, is 9 by 5.5, right? Alright, so pocket number 1, I don't want that any wider than 5.5, so let's just call it 5.5 is joined up plus half gusset on each side. So let's say, let's do 6. 6 by, and I want it 5.5 tall. 5, 1, 2. Sorry guys, hang on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 long. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so we're going to do 6 by 6 for the first one. Okay? There we go. I'm going to cut the 6 by 6. So there's 2 inches off each side, yeah? And I believe this will work. Okay, and 2 inches here. All right. Now we take our scoreboard and do our flaps of a 1/2 inch all the way around. That should give me the pocket size that I want. 1 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch for the bottom, 1/2 inch on the right hand side, right there. And of course we're going to miter this. So let me grab a set of scissors. Where'd they go? Here we go. And where the intersection is, we're going to come at it right at an angle to the intersection and then out at an angle. Do the same thing on the other side of the pocket and at the entrance of the pocket. Actually, we're going to tear these also, so we don't have to... Did I tear them before? Probably not if I had this on it. I wonder what it would look like if I tore it and put one of these on. What do you guys think? I'm doing it. I'm gonna tear it. I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna put some hardware on this one too, I think. And then we put the tab on it like so on this side. Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. So we're going to tear that, or we already did. And we're going to go ahead and fold at our score lines here. And there we go. There is our pocket. So let's see what size this is. This is 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit of a half. That's exactly what I wanted. And then we'll put a whale tail probably up here on this top part. Right? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and ink this one because we are going to stitch on this one as well. And before I do that, I need to go ahead and cut these over here now that I've torn it. So right there at an angle, and then right there. That way you don't see it when you fold it down. Okay. I wonder if we should use some more of that tape on here to kind of bring it through. What do y'all think? That'd be a bad idea. Okay, so there is our pocket there. So what we'll do is we'll put this tab on here. We're going to do a cluster on top of that. Okay? And there's your measurements right there. This is the space we're working with. This is the measurements of the first pocket. Okay, so I'm thinking about putting some more of that tape on. Now that we've used it before. Kind of like maybe right there. We want to go across. Like that. I think I want to go like this. And then we'll put a cluster over there. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see here. Do I want to cut it? No, I don't. I'll leave it just the way it is. Okay, I'm just going to set it right there. Come on now. There we go. There. Awesome. And that will be there. And then we're going to do stitching all the way around there. And then we'll have a cluster here. Yeah? I'll put some more tape on it later. But we're going to start with that one. Okay. So there's that one. Alright, our space again is 9 by 5.5. So this will be 9 here. So we have all this room to work with here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Is right here. Alright, so the second one, what do I do with the sheet? Oh, is it this one? Yeah. Is it this one? I think so. Okay. So this one will go here and hang off about that far. So I want it to be about right there. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 plus. Okay. So the second one, we're going to make this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Let's make it 5. Yeah, 5.5 plus a half inch on either side. So that's 6.5. All right, so we're gonna go 6. Sorry, excuse me. 6.5 by. Want to be here, and we've got this much room to work with. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 inches. And we're going to tear it. So 6 inches plus a half. All right, so we're going to do 6.5 by 6.5 for this one. Okay? All right, where's my turn? All right, so we're going to cut off 1.5 inches on each side there. So I want to see this part more, so I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off of this side. There's 1.5 inches right there. Okay. And 1.5 inches off the top. And then we're also going to tear it. 1.5 inches right here. Okay. And then we grab our scoreboard and do our 1/2 inches. So this is going to be the top, right? So I'll do a 1/2 inch here. bottom and the right side. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our mitering as well. All right, so where the intersections are, where are they? I can't see them. Probably should fold this, might be a little easier to see. Here we go. I can see them right here. So at an angle to the intersection, in and then out. Same over here, in, out. We'll tear the top here away from us. Now let's not tear real well, is it? Here we go. Now we're doing it. Come on. There we go. And then at the entrance, we want to do the same thing at the folds here. On both sides. Yeah. Let's find that fold. Where is it? Here it is. Alright, now let's go ahead and fold at the score marks. Probably should have done that before. It would have been a lot easier to miter or see that. There we go. Okay. This one over here. And the bottom. Okay. So what we'll have, and 9 inches again is right here. We'll have this one here. And this one like so. So 5.5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Oh shoot, I think we might do this the opposite direction. This one here at 5.5. And then this one here. Bring this down so we have a tab to think about. And then this one right here. No, I had it right the first time. There. And I do want it to go over a little bit. That direction. Okay, like that. Okay, and then we get down here this way. Then we'll have a whale tail here, and then one over here as well, like that. This is kind of what we're looking for here, okay? All right. Like so, yeah? I'm thinking this one might be a little bit wide. Let's go measure it, or let's fit it on the page and see what we're working with. I think I may have to cut this one down to 6 by 6. Is this one dry? Yep, we're dry now. Okay. Let's see if this fits in here. Make sure I'm in frame. And I am. Okay, open this up. So here's what we have. This one to go here, and the whale tab here. Right there. Make sure it's not in the way. So we can go about right there. And this will fold fine. Okay, right there. And this one to here, and I think it is a little bit wider than I wanted. Well, I think it might be just inside where I need to be. Okay, there. All right. And this one can go right here. And that whale tail will be there. What do we think? I think we'll be all right this way. Yeah, I think we're fine. So we can either do it this way, or we can swap them. Put this larger, wider one up top, and then this one here, which I also kind of like. Put that there. And then this one down here. I kind of dig on too. I think I like this better, actually. I do. Okay, so we're going to swap these and put the larger one up top and then the smaller one at the bottom, okay? You with me so far, you guys? And we're going to do some eyelets and stitching on this one. We're going to do an eyelet on this one as well. So let's do the stitching and then we'll come back and do the eyelets, okay? And then we'll attach. All right, we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about that, my battery died. So what I did do is I went over and I did some stitching on these pockets here. And you notice I kind of went around twice and purposely made it look a little woggy. Then I was trying to decide which type of hardware I want to put on here. I think I'm going to use these large brads here instead of eyelets. I got these in a big bowl of these at the thrift store. They're really large. And the head of them is about, yeah, they're 1/4 of an inch wide. But I like them, so I'm going to use these. You can use whatever you like, or nothing at all, of course. And all, I need a pokey tool. Where are all my pokey tools? Here's one. Here we go. And I'm going to put 4 on this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. I don't want to put 2. I don't know. Let's see. What do you guys think here? Because the way they're going to be stacked up, it's like this, right? So I thought maybe we just do 1 and 1 here. And then I kind of want to frame this out. So let's try and see what happens. Yeah. I'm just poking holes, pushing these through. Yeah, I like these in here. So flatten these out, and I'm probably going to put some tape over them, just to make sure nothing, gets caught on them going in and out of the pocket. Now that I'm looking at, I think 4 might be too many. I think I'm just going to put 2. There, 1 here. Yeah, 2's plenty. Try to get the legs apart. Here we go. Come on. One this way, and then we'll turn it that way. I'll smash it down with the end of my awl to make it flat. Okay, let's check in, make sure nothing's going to catch on it. So just kind of running my finger over the leg, making sure it's down smooth. These are. I'm still going to put some tape on those, I think. I don't think they'll be alright. Yeah, they seem to be fine. They're nice and flat there. But you know what, just for giggles, let's put some tape on those anyway. And I'm going to use some actual duct tape, actually. So this is some really narrow duct tape that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I know this will stick, so that's why I'm going to use this. Washi tape, you don't know. You never can tell with washi tape, right? So I'm just going to put it over just like this. And just push down on it. And that'll keep the legs covered and nothing will get caught on it, right? That's the idea. Ooh, I don't need that much. Okay, put this back over here. Oh my goodness, is that a drawer that's empty? Oh my goodness. To fix that. You can't have a craft room with an empty drawer. That's just blasphemy. Something needs to go in there. Alright, so there's this one. Stitching's done. That's the way it's going to look. I think that's fine, just the way it is. I think if I put any more, it'd be a little bit overkill. So there's that one. These 2, that leaves me with 4 here. Do I want to put 1 on each? Yeah, I do. We'll put 1 on each corner of the entrance, and then we'll grab the tape again, rather. Put it down right here. I just kind of felt like these I don't know, I like these better with this pattern for some reason, I don't know. So we always seem to do eyelets, and I'm going to do something different. Okay. Let's press that down. And then I'm going to put 1 in this corner. Right there. That's good. So it is, I'm actually filming early, if you can believe it or not. It is only, what's today? Today's Wednesday. And you'll see this on Sunday, is the idea. So this is like the second part. My battery died last night. Wasn't able to get back to it. Just charged up my phone. It got way too late to continue filming. So is it Thursday? God, I swear my days, now that I have multiple jobs, it's like I wake up going, where do I need to go to work today? I always forget what day it is. It constantly feels like a Friday to me now. Come on. Separate these legs. There we go. One there. Turn this one this way. Still got a cold, of course. But then again, I'm always sick. You know, you guys know me. Mama is always sick. Okay. Let's see, one goes that way, one goes this way. There we go. Okay. We will tape these down, and then we will attach them, and then we'll work on that back panel for panel 3. And that'll be close to being done. We got some tucks I think I want to put on the front of some flaps that we have already done. Okay.
Guys!
You guys must have heard that. That was my daughter calming down the cats. They have been fighting a lot lately. I don't know what is going on with the two of them. But they are not liking each other right now. The last couple of days, they've been going at it bad. And I think it's because the older cat, one of the reasons anyway, she's been getting into my room a lot and into on my bed, which is usually Schnitzel's, the gray long hair's domain. And I don't think she likes it too much. So I think that might be part of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink this one. I thought I did it already, but apparently I did not. Now, since we've got tape on these two, I think I want to put some tape on this one as well. So that washi tape that we made. So, once I finish inking this here, grunging it up some more, just making it a little dirtier, like that. 1 second, I'm going to grab some more tape. I think we used all the ones that I had. Alright, I quickly made some more real quick. I tried 2 different ways. This is the other night, but I tried this way with using the applicator, and you'll notice it kind of brushed all the ink, kind of, not off, but made it really mucky looking. So, but I think I can still use it for something else. But for this, since I want to match what we're already using, I just did the drip effect on this one yesterday. So this is the one we're going to use, and I'm going to cut that piece out, actually. Cut it off. Uh-oh, some clip go flying. I'm going to cut down the middle here. Okay, use that piece. I'm going to just do something just here. I'm going to even that up a little bit. There we go. Maybe a piece right there. Just kind of cut it at an angle a little bit. I'll put a piece there. How about another one? Let's go here. How about we put another one here? Let's just see once we get them attached. Okay? I think they're ready to go. This one looks like it needs a little more ink. And I think this one's okay and ready to go. Alright, let's attach these guys, and then we'll put the tape on. Alright. still kind of cattywampus a little bit. Okay, so these guys are going to go in here. Let's do the window one first. Get some of my little Sprite here. It's right here at the bottom. Can you guys see that? Yeah, good. Let me make sure I'm all kinds of in frame here. Good. Okay. Let's go ahead and seal this up, and then we can attach it. Oh no, I forgot to put the needle back in, or the pin back in last night. It's smoothed up. I think we're okay. Bead here. And then on the inside of the other flap. Like so. Let's shut this down. And here. Okay, since I had to peel this open a little bit, I'm going to push down a little bit harder than normal so that it catches. Hopefully it will catch. Looks like we're having trouble here. There we go, come on. All right. Okay, I think we're good. I have a little trouble here on this edge. There we go. Okay. And we're going to attach this one here, opening to the right, like so. Just like that. Okay. There. Okay. And we're just going to lay this in between the stitching, as usual, and above that eyelet there, so we don't impede the closure. Okay. Okay. I think we're straight there. Do you? Look at all these strings. Pretty. Okay, I hear you, kitty. That sounds like I'm out of water. Meow over there. Okay, now let's do the inside here, and we are going to work. We're going to go ahead and attach these, and then we're going to do the tabs for them. Just giving these another quick little creasing here, burnish here with my scoring tool. Now, we said we're going to put the larger one at the top and the smaller one at the bottom, like so. We got to leave enough room for the tab, right? And this tab is going to go here. So perhaps we should go ahead and do the tabs first. Let's do that, just to be sure. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes when I make something, I don't always remember every single step. So, yeah. So we're going to make the tabs first before we attach those pockets. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got two tabs here. These are for my large whale tail tab punch that I've shown you guys before. That I got from, what is it, Vanison Creative. I'll put the link in the description below. It's really reasonably priced. I think it's under $40, but see how large these are? They're huge. They're like 2.5 wide by like 1 3/4 long, right? So I punched these out of the Tim Holtz craft black paper, and I took a sandpaper over it to distress it some more. And what we're going to do is just make a cluster there, okay? So let me go grab those. Okay, so I'm absent-minded. So looking for my labels, and guess where they are? Right here. I brought them with me originally. Jeez, sorry, you guys. Okay, so we got 2 of these. We're only going to worry about the front. And I'm probably going to put eyelets on them. I did bring some background here. So I have this webbing. I've got some walnut stained cheesecloth. And then I've got this, I don't know what you call it. It's like a webbing, but I don't know. But I have some of this. And I thought I might be able to use it on here. But I'm thinking I'm going to go with the brown cheesecloth. Yeah, I think it will. Okay, let's do that. Just gonna stretch out a little piece here. You don't need much of this stuff. Mine's all sticking to my scissors. It's time to clean my scissors. I got another set of scissors here. And I've lost my Tim Holtz other spring-loaded ones. I bought a new set because I lost one, then I found it, then I lost it again. Okay. Then I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this. Oh no. Got a mess in here, don't we? Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Look at all this glue. Oh, excuse me guys. I gotta get a clean wipe here. And it wasn't even like on its side. I wonder why it did that. Ugh. It's a lot of glue. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can clean some of this out. Ew, it's stuck everywhere. Okay, I think that's acceptable for the moment. Still all over my fingers though. Which means my fingers are going to get stuck all over the cheesecloth if I don't fix this. Come on. Sorry y'all for wasting time there. Okay, so cheesecloth onto the page tab, right? Spread out just a little bit, and then I'll put some glue on here. And then we're just going to lay this stuff down in any which way, yeah? And then what I'm going to do, instead of doing it on my craft mat, I'm just going to flip it over and smash it down so that the cheesecloth gets into that glue, yeah? I mean, having to do it with my fingers. Then I'm going to just take off a little bit of this extra here. Like that, and then maybe spread out a little more. And there we go. That's what we're going to do. Oh no. Craft-a-lanch. Things are just a-fallen. Alright. So I did bring over some banners here. And I brought over... Look at it. It's mushing out already. It's turning into a volcano. There must be some stuck in the cap. Let me see here. Ouch. That hurts. It is definitely full of something. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay. Here's our problem. We got lots of glue all stuck in here. Well, it's not that bad, but it's like all around the cap really good. And that's going to hurt when I try to refill this booger. Well, that reminds me, I forgot my glue got delivered today. It's my mailbox. I forgot to go get it. Ow, that hurt. I read my finger got from doing that. Alright, let's get some of this glue off of here. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Crafter problems here. I don't know why it's gotten all gunked up inside of this cap. This is the first time it's done that. Okay, I think we've gotten rid of the problem there. I do hear air going through there now, so that's good. Yep. Okay. I think we're good now. Let that cap dry out. Alright, back to what we're doing. Okay, so I got my curator snippets here. Some hand stamped ones as well. These are mostly my go-tos. And then I've got some banners here. So we're just going to put maybe 4 or 5 on here. And like I normally do with these, I'm going to start with something larger. And then we'll work our way down, yeah? So how about something like this? I'm going to trim this down actually a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them. And then we'll distress and glue them, okay? Start up here with that one there. Let's grab my tweezers just in case we need them. Let's go down for another size down. That looks like a good one. It needs a little trimming. There we go. We need some color though. Let's see what we've got in here. I like that. Ooh, I like that a lot somewhere. Be there. Like that. Definitely want this one in. How about we go here? Then this guy. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. So I need something small there. Let's see what I got here. Do I want to go for something circular? Could. No, I don't like that. I think some more color might be a good idea. Okay, how about this guy? Alright, I'm actually going to start attaching them because it's a little bit uneven, so it's kind of hard to place all of them. So let's start with this one, and then we're just going to build, yeah? So if you haven't seen this before, I'm distressing the edges with the edge of my scissors. Tim Holtz does make a tool that does this as well. I just don't see the need to purchase it. No offense, Mr. Tim Holtz, but I can do the same thing with my scissors. Here, we're going to ink that, yeah? And I'm going to keep my speckling stamp nearby as well. Let me go and grab that, because we will need it. Where is it? Here it is. And we'll use, let's see. I'll grab the grid one too, just in case. So we got the grid one here. Got my speckling stamp here as well. This is from Examination, Tim Holtz. And I think we're dark enough that we should use Fallen Leaves. This is VersaFine Clear Fallen Leaves. Bringing that out. And the grid and the speckling stamp. All right. So we're starting with this one here, and we're just going to go down the middle in case I want to put anything behind it. I don't think I will. And I'll just do the top half here. I don't think I will put anything behind it, but just in case, I'll leave myself the option, yeah? Oop, that's upside down. Oh, darn it. Is it upside down? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, there's that option. Go right here, upper corner. Then, I think I'm going to go something, leave it a little bit larger there. Something like this, I think, is in order. I like that. That one's a little darker, maybe. I need to do some of these craft paper ones in black. I think I like this one better. I do. Okay, let's just rest this one as well. So this one's going on. Again, just dragging my scissors down the edge, yeah, and then we're just gonna run some scorched timber distressed ink for the inking the edge, yeah. And for this one, since I'm placing it like so, I'm gonna let the ink, the glue, just down the halfway point here. Okay. If I want to put anything on top or bottom of that, I can. I'm gonna put that right there. Let's move a little bit off of the tab, just a slight bit. Yep. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna glue this down to this corner. There we go. Okay. Starting to volcano out of me again. Don't know why it's doing that. So I put some air in there by unscrewing it, so hopefully it won't do it. Okay. Next one we're going to put on here is I think this guy. I want to put this one on here somewhere. I think it's going to be down on the bottom. So let's go with this one here. Now, if you're wondering why I'm scraping the edges, I'm raising the edges a little bit, gives it a little bit of dimension, brings it a little bit up off the page, just a little more interest to it. You'll notice the difference if you do one flat inked and one distressed and inked down. It's a noticeable difference. Okay, and again, just down the middle of the label. I'm going to overlap it here. That's good there. Let's hold that down for just a second. I do want to put a banner on here, so let me put one on here somewhere. Kind of like this one. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one out. So next one I'm going to put on... Do I want to put this one on yet? Not just yet. We need something here. Use that one and this one. And then a banner there. Do I want to add this one? Like up here, maybe? Kind of do. With this one out and down, and this one here. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, sorry, you guys. Just thinking out loud. Okay, so we're gonna put this one, tiny one here up in that top left corner. I still want to put an eyelid on here somewhere. And this one I'm gonna cover the whole thing with glue and put it down. We're not gonna put anything behind this one, so we can go just glue this one straight down. It's gonna go behind here, off center from the back one, right about there. Yeah. Okay. And then make sure these are all straight-ish, right? Okay. Then this one will go next here. This is gonna go in that bottom left corner there. So the way I make my clusters, if you have not seen me do it before, you'll notice that mine are very, I don't want to say angular or blocky. I just might have to have right angles. And I don't just, some artists all artists make their clusters different. I will say that. I'm not one for just putting things down willy-nilly. I tried it. I just can't. All mine have to be at right angles. And I can't have edges lined up. Actually, that's bugging me right now. So they have to be off center. I don't like straight lines. And I don't like edges meeting up. So that's got to come over. So that's not straight with this label down here, with this line. So it has to come over some. Now that's right. Okay, and this one needs to come over just a little. There we go. Now this one will cover this space, and you'll see that it's not lining up with those lines there. But everything is kind of perpendicular. That's just the way I do my clusters. The way I like to do mine. I don't know if that's my ADHD or if that's just what I like. I think we'll go. This is going on. Hang on one second. I just need to replace this real quick. So I'm going to put this one here, right? This needs to be up at least that high. Okay. So we're going to go here. Yeah. Right there. I think it'll be good. And then this one will go here. And it will stop inside that line. Or outside it. Inside or outside? Inside or outside? I think right there. And then this guy can either go under here or I think we'll put him under there. Okay. So let's do that first. Let me go ahead and put the banner in. I want it here. put this over that. If we do it here, which is okay, or we can do it on the other side, go here, but it'd have to go underneath this label because I don't like to see the top of my banners. So it'd have to go there and then be covered by this, like that. I don't mind either way, honestly, but I really wanted this label to be out this way a little bit. So if I do that, we'll need to put something else right there. That will go there. All right, so we need to put another label over there, and it's going to be another small one, I guess. Yeah? Nope. Let's see. Oh, fidgy widgets. Let me see here. That. This. That just looks weird. I think we're going to have to go through the middle here. And then that can go there. That looks alright. We can deal with that. Got a diamond we could put there. Should go right here. Put this on top of that, like this. What do we think? Or without it? Let's go without it for now. We're gonna go without it. And then I may come back to it in a little while. I'm overthinking it. Can you tell? Remember, there is a rule with clusters, I think. Everybody says there's no rules, but there is one rule, I believe. No overthinking. That's what gets everybody stuck. And I think all of us creators will agree, and makers and crafters alike, that the overthinking is what gets us stuck. You can't, especially with clusters. No thinking, no thinking. No trying. Either you do or do not. To quote Yoda, there is no try. Either do or do not. Yeah, I think I'm going right there in the smack in the middle. And I'm going to put the banner up in a second. So let me, oh, look at that glue just gooping out. That is really irritating me. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, put some more glue on here. This is going to go kind of in the center, but off a little bit and down. Right there, I think it's going to work. Okay. Right there. And then this guy can go back underneath here. Okay, let's put some glue on the banner here. And I'm going to slide it up underneath here. Come on. Get in there. There you go. Right there, I think is good. Yeah, I think we're done with that. Is that straight? Yeah. There we go. Do I want to put one more little one over there? I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. What do you guys think? I'm sure I've got a tiny one I can put there. Let's see, how tiny do I have? Like, do I want to put that there? Actually, no, I like it the way it is. We're going to leave it. Okay, we're done with that one. I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to put an eyelet on it, probably right up here, and then we'll attach it to one of those. Let's do another one. And how are we doing on time? We're at 34 minutes. 1 second, you guys. All right, you guys, let's do this second one here. I kind of brought you guys in a little bit. I didn't realize how far away you guys were, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better here. And again, with the gloopiness. don't get it. There's just so much glue in there. I don't know why. Don't want so much in that nose. I'm gonna have to clean it out with some hot water, I guess. Not sure quite what's going on there. Okay. Anywho. Alright, again, let's just start with the cheesecloth like we did before. Just gonna cut off a little smidge here. I'll spread that out a little bit. Okay. And we'll put some Fabri-Tac on there. I'll use this side. Yeah, that glue on my lips. Kind of blow out that glue in the nozzle there. Okay, then we're just going to spread this out on here. Like that. And then, like I did before, I'm just going to take a piece of paper and smush it down on it. Like that. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to spread it a little bit. Then cut off some of this extra. I don't think we need all this. There we go. Oops, some of that's coming off already on its own. There we go. That'll work, that'll work. Alright, let's grab a large label here. Let's start with the larger one. Relatively speaking. I like that coloring. I'm going to use that one somewhere. Let's see, how about... I think it's too large. Oh, we're particularly liking that one. What else have we got in here? La 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 la. Looking. Let's see. Well, I don't particularly like any of the ones that I'm seeing at the moment, you guys. I'm sorry. Like that one though. I need to cut some more larger ones, or stamp some more rather. Tiny ones that don't belong in here. Alright, how about this one? So we've got this one. This one. I think I like the best. Okay, start with this one here. I'm going to try to move a little faster this time. So there you go, keep up. Once you do these tabs, you're going to attach those pockets. And we'll be done with panel 3. Don't let me forget to do the speckling on these guys. Okay. Which way is up here? This way. Okay, so this will be the top that I will go ahead and glue down. Okay. And this one I think we'll start on the right side versus the left. A little on and off there. Okay. Here we go. Alright, next one there, I think I like this one here. To go maybe there. This one can go here, so let's do something like, I like that over there. Here. Maybe there. What else have we got? Something, another long one I think would be nice. Let's see what we have here. We've got this guy. We could put here. Yeah. Something like that. If I get it to sit still long enough. So yeah, like that. One here. So let's just start putting them on and see what happens. Just kind of coming off there. Alright. So said this one. Let's distress this one. Or do I want to go with something even larger than that? So I have some larger snippets here that are fairly large that I don't use very often. I need to go through them. Because every time I open up a new pack, I just add to this stack of large snippets that don't get used that often. I want to bring in some color. That would go with the pockets that we have. Let's do that one. Put that one there. I like this color. So I can't believe Christmas is here already. Can you guys believe it? And I can't believe, I think I've got all my Christmas shopping done. I was really good this year. I kept myself at a budget. I even bought well, I guess they're not well, they're technically, legally still my in-laws, but they kind of like, ever since the separation, have like gone dark on me or what, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I went ahead and got them a gift, and I didn't go crazy like I normally do with all the gifts and whatnot. I usually spend way too much money on gifts. It's kind of like my love language. I like to buy things for people, and sometimes, I don't know, people like are suspicious of that, I guess. But that's just kind of how I show how I care, is that I like to buy gifts for people. So normally I go way overboard with the gift giving, and I get myself in a little bit of financial trouble. I spend more than I should, but this year I was good, and I did not overspend. I stayed within budget, even where my daughter's concerned, because that's where normally I just go nutso and spend way too much money there for her. I get her basically whatever she wants, because I find myself very blessed to have a daughter like my daughter. She is spoiled, but not in a bad way. Meaning, when I say spoiled, I give her pretty much whatever she wants because she earns it. You know, she's always done well in school. She's never gotten in any trouble. I mean, I don't know what I would do if she had done anything wrong. I probably spanked her 3 times in her life, and that was when she was like, toddler, and after multiple warnings. But I mean, I've grounded her maybe once, and it was academic related. But her friends are fantastic. Her boyfriend, I love. She's, graduated with honors. She never gets in any trouble. She's always respectful, very polite young lady. And for that, she gets basically anything. Well, that's the other thing. She never asks for anything. So I kind of have to, guess what she wants by her interests. And yeah, she's always got whatever she wanted. But she's never taken anything for granted. Never asked for a thing. Sweet girl. To a fault, I think sometimes I'm afraid this will get taken advantage of by other people that, take advantage of people that are sweet like she is and so caring and giving. But my point was, I did not go overboard with her gifts this year. I was very good, comparatively speaking. Do I like that there? I don't know if I like that there. I think a little bit further over. And I kind of liking it behind it, maybe even. Like that. What do you guys think? No. I think we need something smaller, I think. Something a little smaller like that. Tall, but maybe a little longer. So let's see what we've got over here. Tweezers, please, tweezers. Tweezers, please. Yes, tweezers. So how about, what's this guy? I like that. That I like. Let's look at the signature there. This is a stamped label snippet. I'm not sure which. I think this. I'm pretty sure this signature is a Crafty by Tony signature, and I'm pretty sure the label is too. I will try to remember all these labels. I mean, I stamp labels all the time, so it's very hard for me to remember which stamp set I use. But if there's a particular one you're noticing tonight that you want to know which stamp set it is, let me know and I'll make sure to find it. Okay? and go through my stamps and kind of figure out which ones I use. So if I don't put it in the description, please don't get upset. It's just because I forgot. There we go, like that. All right, so next is, let's do this one. I think I want to go behind. Nope, I don't. I want this one to go right there. I don't want it to stick. Ugh, stay down. This one here, I think. Now we're getting to the smaller ones, yeah? This one here. Not too sure about that one yet. This one we're not going to use. I'll put this one back. And we need the small ones to start coming out now. The itty bitty ones, we don't have a number yet, so how about we do a number right there, maybe something like that. Let's try that. We need a banner for sure. Let's go with, let's see what we got here that's got some color. How about this one? Yeah, okay. All right, so we need to start putting some stuff over here. This needs one. Does I don't want to go behind there? I think I do now, honestly. Now that I'm looking at it. Like right there. Yeah. And then we'll put something here and then the banner over there and be done, right? Let's do that. Okay, let's distress this one. I'm not going to do the edge because it's going underneath. And I don't want it to lift that other label up too much. Yeah? So which way's up here? This way. Okay. Right back here. Down, because I don't want it to be level with that other label. So let's say here. Okay. Right there. All right. And this banner needs to go in somewhere, and I'm thinking right there, as a matter of fact. And then I think I'm gonna put that one up there. And then this coming across. What do you guys think? What else do I have? That could be used as a long one. Or we go like this. Actually, I think that might be better. Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna turn this one down just a smidge. We'll distress this one. It's so tiny. Oh my goodness, it's difficult to even hold to do this. Okay. And this will be the end of these, and then we can put the eyelets in, attach these, attach the pockets, and see what else we might want to put for panel 3. This is a long one. I know, you guys, just hang with me. Let's get this done. Okay? Alright, I'm going to push that down a bit. Okay. Ink the banner. You guys know I love a banner in a cluster. Thanks to Crafty by Tony. She did it. I saw her do it once, and ever since I've been just completely addicted to them. It's amazing what, when you're making clusters, how one piece can just change the look. And I love putting banners in my clusters. Love it, love it, love it. It's almost like I think it's a must-have nowadays. I very rarely make a cluster without them. And I got my banner stamp on Amazon, so I'll try to remember to link that too. Okie dokie, artichokies. Let's see. I don't think I've been very entertaining tonight, so I'm sorry about that. Got a little bit of a cold and a lot of things going on with work, as I told you guys. So that's stressing me out. Okay, we're gonna put you right here. Yep. Right there. Oh, shoot. I squeezed it too hard, it came right off. So get that back on there. Get back on there. There we go. That was weird, right? Get some of this glue off here with these tweezers. Okay. And cleaned it up some. Yeah, there we go. Alright, what do you guys think? We'll put an eyelet right here, and that ought to finish it off, I think. Straighten that banner out a little bit. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, so there's our two Welltail tabs for the pockets. Alright, those are done. Let's do some stamping on those real quick. I don't know if I'm going to put the grid on these. Why not? We'll put some grid in the corner there. Just a little. Right there. Right there. A little there. And a little here. Yeah? Okay. That's enough grid. And then we'll speckle. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Alright, there's our page tabs. And let's go ahead and speckle our pockets while we're at it. Might as well, right? Might as well. Why not? Okay. Let's do another one here. Da da da. Okay. I think we're good there. And where's our other little one? Where's our other pocket? Where'd it go, y'all? Ew. Oh, we already put it on. Duh. You guys, duh. Okay, let's attach these tabs so we can put these guys on, yeah? Alright. What do I do with tabs? Here we are. Alright, so we said we're going to the large one first. I think this one will be good with that one. Let's put the eyelet on real quick. Let's attach it first, actually. Jeez, crazy. Make up your mind, Channel, what you're doing. I know. Hello. Alright, so as we're doing paper on paper, let's switch over to art glitter glue here. Get our strings out of the way. Okay. And here we go. I'm going to just place this right on this edge here, like that. Yeah, okay. Just like this. Looks pretty straight to me. Just push these together, let that glue come out the sides, no big whoop. It will dry clear, yeah. And there is one pocket done. Let's let that dry. I think we're good there. And then this one, I want to put the tab on this side. So, okay, we're going to do that. Okay. And up here. There we go. Alright, we'll put that tab down here on this side. Yeah? I like it down here. Okay, I think that's good there. And we're just going to squeeze it down. Okay. All right, so these are our pockets for the back piece. It'll go like this, right? We'll cover those with some clusters as well. Now we wanted to put some tape down, didn't we? So let's see what we got here. So if we go here and here, let's attach them first. Nope. Forgot another step. We gotta put the eyelets on. Then we'll attach it. Then we'll put the tape, and then we'll be done. Jeez. Okay, Tiana, come on. All right. Make sure I'm in frame. I'm actually going to come back out a little bit. How's that, you guys? Not too much? Here we go. Put an eyelet right here. Come on, Tiana. Okay. And then this one, I'll put an eyelet on that blank corner over here. Alrighty. Alright. Now we're going to attach them. These holes, one more little quick crease there before we put it down. Okay. Let's grab make some room here. All right. I think I sound a little tired. What do you guys think? All right, open this up. That goes there. I'm going to use that little weight right here. And that goes there. Make sure I'm in frame so you guys can see the whole back. Yep, okay. Let's back out just a little bit more. I'm a little paranoid about getting out of frame here. There we go. How's that, you guys? We are running really long tonight. I'm sorry, but we're almost done. All right, so this one, let's move the strings out of the way. This one's going to go here. I want to make sure it doesn't impede with the fold of the flip up, right? So we're good there. Yeah, so we'll have the tab no further than that fold right there, right? And then we'll still be able to get in there, okay? Let's glue that one down. I'm going to move these strings out of the way. Actually, I'm going to cut this one. So I think we're about to cover it up. So one over here, I'm going to cut this one too. All right. Get our glue here. Is this going to end up on this threading? I think it might, so we may have to switch over to Fabri-Tac. That's close. Let's go ahead and do Fabri-Tac just to be safe. I don't like using art glue on threads. It's just kind of a risky business if you ask me. So I'll stick with Fabri-Tac when it comes to any threading or fabric, right? Come on, glue. Now you're not coming out. First of all, you're coming out like a volcano. Now you're not coming out at all. Ugh. Fidgety glue. Okay. Come on. There you go. There. There. Okay. Oh. Alrighty here. Let's put this down. Right about there, I think is good. Yep, okay. Just gonna hold this down till it catches on that threading and that washi tape there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, the next one, just going to stagger it. Go down now. Okay. And again, you'll see I'm not going out all the way to the edge. And if you're new, we do that to let the pocket have a little bit of breathing room so it's not so tight against the page. Okay, that's why we do that. If you have any questions about that, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll have no problem talking with you about that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this one right here. Yeah, right there. Okay, I think that's pretty centered. Just gonna hold that down. Keep pushing the other one. Making sure that these sides catch, yeah? All right. Okay. Now those are done. What do you think? I like it. I like this page. Or this layout, rather. Okie dokie. Let's figure out the tape situation on this top one here. I think we'll go just a piece this way. Because we are going to put a cluster on this somewhere. That's upside down. I don't want to cover up that script. So how about we go like that, yeah? And then maybe one here. We're actually going to put a cluster there, so we'll skip that one for now. My plan is to put a cluster there anyway. Come on, come apart now. I have no nail on this thumb really, so it's hard for me to grab things with my right thumb. Here we go. And we said we're going to go across like so. I think that's straight there. Right there. I'm going to use my scoring tool here and just push that down, yeah? Oh, looks like we might need a little glue for this side. Yeah, maybe. Uh-oh, what happened there? I pulled off a little bit of paper. No big whoop. I just did that. I just did that. Yes, I did with a Sharpie. I did. Alright, let's put some art glue on here. See how that works. On the edge there. There we go. That lays it nice and flat. I think we are good there, y'all. Here we go. All right, let's put this aside, and then we will look at everything and see if there's anything else missing that we want to work on. I don't think we're going to get to it tonight because I forgot how long the first video was. I know this one's already an hour, the second part. But in the interim, we've done this guy here, these two pockets here, this pocket down here at the bottom. We did those the other night, the first night, these 4 pieces up here. So this is what we've got. I'm going to let this sit and let this dry before I try to pop those pockets. But everything looks to be in order here. Closing there. Okay, so right here. I think I will, in the next video, we're going to put another tuck here. And then we'll put a cluster there as well at some point, I think. But I definitely want to put another pocket here. Maybe side loaders or corner tucks. And I might even put one here. A mini pocket there. And I'm almost thinking maybe something there as well. Or a cluster tuck, right? Maybe something up here. So yeah, definitely gonna do that. We definitely need to put magnets on here still. But we are almost done with this panel here. And we can start working on panel 4. So, alright. We have done panel 1, panel 2, panel 3. And one more last look here. That's what we've got. You guys can see that. Make sure I move it in frame for you to see everything. So we got that top flip up there. We got the back panel there done, other panel done. We got these 2 flips done here, front and back. We're going to add some more. This bottom flip up or flip down here is done as well. We used our washi tape that we made a couple weeks ago, and we got the envelopes on top, and the closer's already done. So we're going to come back and do a little bit more with this panel and start on panel number 4 here with a long window pocket. We're going to have file folders here with extra pockets, and then over here I believe I've got stacked tab pockets here as well. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are new, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you, and the bell which will notify you anytime I upload new content. We also, in the description, will have a list of supplies with the links where applicable, as well as links to our Etsy store and our Ko-fi site. On our Ko-fi site, we have free ephemera, if you didn't already know, for you to download. I need to put some more up there. I just need to scan some more stuff in. I don't have a very extensive collection of vintage ephemeras. You guys know that stuff's expensive, but what I do have, I will definitely share with you guys. Especially at our next milestone, which is the 600 subscriber mark, and we're almost there. I will talk to you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.